You guys an idiot.
I'm the good escort. You right there, buddy? Just because I got chippies doesn't mean you get them.
You are incorrect, human. That's exactly what I'm going to be getting.
What you doing? I'm just gonna sit on my watch.
Wait.
Oh my god.
It is.
Yeah, but it's Jack Black.
Oh god.
That man cracks me up.
What?
You just throw the cat on the floor.
He fell off.
Well, that's how one judge and the jury would view it, but you
He
know.
did, he fell off. Didn't he, Serena?
I just suddenly saw him on the floor.
Oh, trying to bring in witnesses now. I actually didn't say anything.
That on his feet's all good.
Bit awkwardly, but yeah.
Yeah, he decided to like. I think I was trying to turn around, and then he just went off. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"What's wrong?"
Going for that. And you get in your belly. Not.
I like that man as a
Somebody like to give me a can of drink from the fridge. Thank you so much. Is there Coke in there, or is that just forbidden for certain people?
If you want a Coke, you can have a Coke.
Thank you.
You just have two fridges.
No.
That's there. And
Oh, okay.
Mostly because that one would fall in there. I mean,
mostly
typically it would.
because somebody just rationally went off and bought a fridge.
Ashley?
So James says, that's cool. There are ads that support Twitch showing, so may as well have advert revenue as you go, or go to you. I have no idea how to set that up. I feel so useless, to be honest.
They can still hear us too.
I know. That's why I'm being relatively not rude. I need somebody to come and do it for me,
Fucking chaps, bunch of bastards.
said the half-orc.
Stop doing shit.
I don't know anything about it. Start talking
Chaps,
Vietnamese to
they're
me.
trash.
There you go to this Twitch and it's chat, yeah.
Yeah, it's chaps. They're trash. Doesn't matter who or where.
True.
What? You're gonna say YouTube comments are the shining light of civilization.
Oh my god, no.
Wreck-It Ralph 2 owns that.
Oh my god.
This ad supports Twitch. Oh, is that what he's talking about? I don't know what to do. Ryan K could help. Yes, it is. Yes, it is what? I don't know. I'm just an awesome DM, not a tech person.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Sorry, that the people would have heard that. It's a bit laggy going on there. That's the only reason. It's like, you know, what were you talking about? What were you talking about ads? Okay, so I have no idea about what you were saying. I kind of get the concept that, you know, there can be ad revenue for Twitch channels. I just don't know how to do the thing. That's what I was talking about.
How to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a big red button? This is like, if there was one button I could just press, that would be awesome. Without going into the bits. Oh no, I've put Nye as an elf cleric. You're only a half elf cleric. I feel kind of a bit dirty now.
Oh, okay.
We have an half orc fighter.
Filthy half-breeds.
We'll figure it out.
We'll yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Twitch plays ads at the opening of any stream, unless you are subbed to them, which eliminates all ads you'll see as a viewer on that channel. I see.
Do you mean as in following?
No.
You mean sub? Or is it different?
Sub is different.
Hmm. Okay.
Following is just notification, essentially.
Okay.
So really, it sounds like I need Kyle to sort this out for me, because he knows what he's talking about. More than me, anyway.
Mm.
You have therefore, because you know more than me, set yourself up as an expert.
I mean, I won't say no that I'm an expert.
So, but you're not saying you're not an expert. I'm looking forward to the next session. We're going to spend just the whole 90 minutes with Onyxia trying to seduce a Tabaxi.
No, well, she's not going to try to.
In bed.
No, no,
70s porn
In battle, sorry.
soundtrack.
you were going to try to, because this is going to rely on rolling dice.
Oh,
This isn't just saying I'd like to
Dice
fuck a
and
cat.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, no, right?
Never.
I know.
Trust
This-
me, we did this with Az, didn't
Yeah,
we?
this isn't just about finding a cat person and fucking them. And the DM says, "Oh, that seems reasonable. I mean, you're clearly highly charismatic." This is about testing your charisma and their receptiveness,
okay.
and whether they'll get pregnant or not.
Hey.
Whether you're going to get pregnant, well, I've got to say there's not a dice that's big enough for that. So, but as will tell you,
Yes, we also rolled fair Az for the pregnancy
Yeah.
thing.
interestingly enough, the last time this happened, that was with the Tabaxi too. So they're quite receptive. Quite
And it
receptive.
happened to be the mayor's daughter, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And I'm pretty sure she had twins.
I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure they're still trying to find the father. I mean, they know who the father is. They just can't find the
Tracking
father.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Az likes to fucking run.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that too much information?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, yeah. This is all rather fun, isn't it? Who'd have thought?
Well, it is until you start playing Super Meat Boy on stream.
Don't what?
It is until you start playing Super Meat Boy on stream.
What's that?
Hell.
Okay.
Real hell.
It's a
Oh,
game.
all right.
High speed platforming, lots of traps
Oh, okay.
Yep.
in like a 2-dimensional art style.
Okay.
Think Mario, but like you're a little like wad of meat.
You know, the most embarrassing thing is when I was kind of your age, when I was younger, that's kind of all I grew up with in terms of video games was that sort of thing. And now it's like everything's going back to that style. And
It's
I'm-
nostalgia.
Well, it's also it's quicker to produce. Like usually you can just have 1 or 2 people make it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of like hardware requirements to make. Doesn't have a lot of hardware requirements to build. You can usually make it quite cheap.
Yeah.
You can usually sell it for cheap if you're selling it, or have
Yeah.
it for a free game. And there's a lot of platforms you can distribute it on. So easy in.
Makes sense. My first ever computer was a Sinclair Spectrum 48K. It had 48K of RAM. And, you know, when I think about it, it's like, actually, the amount of entertainment they could get out of 48K was utterly incredible. Now, it's like, I'm sounding old.
My father got me, I think this was about 14 years ago. He bought me my first laptop. It was an IBM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
instead of having a little like mouse pad, it was the red button in the center. It
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a little snowball game on it.
Oh,
Get used
wow.
to the mouse reticle. You're a little person and you're running around and you push a button to throw snowballs at people.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
all I remember of
You
that thing.
actually had to use your imagination back then.
No, it had little like characters and
Hey,
stuff.
isn't that why we play D&D, to use our imagination?
Exactly.
He's made play Doom and like Warcraft and Doom.
No,
And Skyrim and Dragon.
And
Yeah.
here's me
Not
writing
back, not
stuff.
back then. That was Arena and then Daggerfall.
And
You know,
Prince of Persia. I was
it-
Prince of Persia.
I have to say, in terms of writing, the one thing that's really killed me writing, putting my pen to paper, is the fact that I do this, is doing DMing. Because I find I spend so much time going over what I need to be doing. It's like having a living book. I swear to God, it's like having a living book. You create the world, you have characters given to you, but you can use them.
And then they run off when you induce.
And they start
You're like,
shagging stuff. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's
As.
it's not
You're
quite.
just an improv actor. And,
It is.
And story writer.
Well, it's interesting. I saw because I think I follow Nanoland on Facebook, and like in terms of D&D, you can obviously have a party of 6 or a party of 8. You can also play one-on-one D&D. You can have DM plus a character, and I've done that a few times. And so somebody said, "Well, can you have it where you have the DM that's also the character?" And somebody said, "That's just writing a book. That's exactly what an author is.
Yeah.
Just that one person controlling all the destinies."
It's true.
But if you brought
Although
in D&D,
sometimes the characters have a mind of their own. And you were saying?
I was gonna say, like for story writing, you could roll the dice, and then that would help you determine if an attack is successful and help like guide you through the story writing process as well.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
It's like, oh, I didn't want things to go that way, but it makes me think more. And then I have to change my plans.
Yeah. I mean, in my experience, people tend to be, authors are too precious to lay it in the lap of dice. You know,
It'd be an
what I'm-
interesting mini challenge just
It
for like
would.
short story writing.
yeah. Well, do you know
Just
what?
to refresh yourself if you got like writer's block.
I cannot write short stories. If I'm aiming for a story of 10,000 words or less, I am just hopeless. That's normally my introduction. It's
When-
like it's a
when
real
I was-
skill.
With one of my writing Discord groups, we have a saying, kill your darlings. If you get stuck, kill a character.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I play D&D. Except I can kill other people's characters. If I get stuck, well, I'm just going to off one of the PCs. That'll be fine. I have.
Yep.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for more entertainment.
Yeah, but you gotta get creative. You can't just say all of a sudden you're dead.
Well, I mean,
It's
technically,
boring though.
No, you just
Yeah.
fudge the rolls a bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit. I rolled a 1. No, I rolled a 20.
Yeah. Oh my God, you died. I can't believe it. Oh well, that's fine. You
Oh
can
no,
roll up
you
another
fell off a
character.
bridge.
I know you're unconscious. Yeah, this has multi-attack now.
Shit.
There we go. That's it. Just that. Yeah, I think we can see everyone except me. And I've turned, for those joining us again, I've turned my camera off, not because I think that people don't appreciate seeing me.
He's got a zit.
Shush. It's because I'm going grey. No, I'm just thinking to reduce the burden on the bandwidth. Bless you.
Because I'm dead. I'm doing journalism as I said that.
And tomorrow we're going to be playing in a different venue, and I'm not quite sure what the bandwidth's like. And so the first thing to be sacrificed will be myself in terms of camera. And at the end of the day, we can always go down to a 2-camera setup because we can have people on either side of the table, and that's fine. Because obviously it's important that you have some visuals. Otherwise, it'd just be a podcast, really.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against podcast. And
Hey, welcome back.
yeah, oh, sorry, yeah, I'm just rambling on. Welcome back for those who are following. When you left us, and I'm sure you'll all remember this, we had one of our characters, Onyxia, who's currently on her phone. I don't know why. But
She's doing a German lesson.
really?
Duolingo giving you
And
threats.
you're back in the room. Onyxia, our erstwhile
You don't run
rogue,
from that Duolingo bird.
drow, is seated with 5 tabaxi, 2 males, 3 females, purely for the purposes of copulating without getting somebody pregnant.
Oh, I hope not.
Well,
Because I'm the one getting pregnant.
well, yeah, but you know that's
This
you
is
see,
Alabama. That's not a real issue.
I'm a poison master. You can go.
Sebastian's going to have a cure.
Well, the thing is, in D&D, you can pretty much do anything, including that, with dice roll. But obviously, as in real life, because D&D is quite realistic, if you want to go way hey with other people, there is always that risk that you will fall pregnant if you're a woman.
Or get an STI.
Well, I suppose there's that
It's cat
too.
scratch fever, I guess.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're playing a male character, you can just be like Az and then just do the deed and run. I wouldn't advocate that, by the way, but everyone plays their characters differently. So
It's ads. He knows.
Az is
But
different.
Would expect.
yeah, it's very different. Okay, so we shall join the action again. Welcome back to those who are watching. It's good to be back. So, Anixia. Now, you said you were going to be chatting up the fighter. What's his name again?
It's Daka.
Daka.
He's a 6'6".
6'6".
He's 37. Because he gave me the details. He likes long walks on the beach.
He does. He's sitting there twiddling his claw in his hair. He's got very dreamy eyes. His, on his Tinder profile, he was hoping to find drow, because they're a bit exotic, to be honest.
What colour fur's he got?
The fighter is probably kind of tigerish, so orange, black and white.
Ooh.
I know, right? By the way, you could probably subscribe to some furry anthro channels. If that's your, I don't judge. That's absolutely fine. I'm just saying.
Some of your links over.
I can link you to an entire Discord chat room server that's basically porn.
Yeah. So when you're
Actually,
there,
I can link you to a couple.
so
Anyway.
that's the story.
Anyway.
So when you're at so tomorrow night when you're at your 18th birthday party, you can just be on your phone going through some of the stuff that clearly you
I already
enjoy.
have a Pornhub account. We're good.
Don't we all? Okay. So anyway, you're taking the assertive step of being the
I had
chatter upper.
positioned Daka to ask him if he
Well,
would.
no, hold on a minute. No.
I did.
No. The way we do this in roleplay is you roleplay what you're going to say. And depending on how good that is whether you get advantage on your dice roll or not. I know, right? I think that's the way to go on
And I
this.
think you're going to need a D20 for persuasion.
All right.
You will certainly need some dice.
Well, then I'll
Remember
just.
how this went.
Yeah, it should be fresh in your memory. It went badly for you, by the way.
For love.
And I shall get my dice out, including my percentage dice.
Roll a 1. Oh boy, here we go.
I know, nice one. Okay, so you're speaking to Daka.
Okay. Daka, good sir. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Your physicality? Physique is quite attractive to me, and I was wondering if you would join me in my room.
Oh, I'm going to be tapping heels. Is that what you say? I mean, that's... Yeah.
Well, this is me, Kira, speaking. So if I go out, my pickup line is very simple. How do you feel about casual sex? So this is basically what Anixia has just done.
Well, I suppose there's no room for misinterpretation. That's
None
fine.
whatsoever.
Okay, so roll persuasion. A 4.
Oh, that's terrible.
4 plus.
7.
So it's 11. So he says, well, I mean, you're not unattractive. And quite forceful for a female. In my culture, a female wouldn't approach a male in that way. But, talk to me some more.
Fuck.
At this moment in time, my legs will remain closed. But with the right sort of...
Start
Leverage.
flirting. We want to see how much game you have.
Yep, come on.
Yeah,
flirt.
pretty much.
None.
yeah, let's roll for
Anixia has
flirt.
none.
Anixia has none. She demands.
So-
I was like, that's all right, good sir. Your legs need not open. I can do all the work.
Then absolutely, but you need to try and woo me. Tabaxi culture is very romantic and lyrical, and if there's any chance of success in the bed, then I've got to feel something at an emotional level.
At the very least, can I feel your fur? Because I must insist, it is.
Do you think touching my fur will make your words somehow more encouraging?
Quite possibly, sir, because your fur is absolutely magnificent.
And he leans across the table and he extends a muscular right forearm. He says, "If you wish to stroke my forearm, I will not say no."
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if I want Doesn't matter. I'm checking. I want it.
No. I'm having mental blank. Because Kira does not know how to be romantic, so I can't even
Yeah,
convey that.
But don't forget, you're not Kira, you're Onyxia, so you can be.
Yeah, but if Kira doesn't know how to do it, how is the next year supposed to fake it?
Fake it till you make it, apparently. I think that's one thing that
As long as
young people
people
say
pick up
these days.
Sorry.
Just go for the cheesy pickup lines.
Yes. Cheesy.
I don't know what cheesy pickup lines work on cats.
Do you wish at this point, because who else is sitting at the table?
I am and I. Yeah.
Would you wish to consult or phone a friend, basically?
Yeah.
Do you wish to consult? Because this, as I appreciate as a drow that Onyxia may not be well versed in
Shit, no.
interspecies
She
kind of.
orders people to just do.
You think nice?
She just.
Two heads are better than one, I reckon.
Yes.
Point.
Onyxia's used to slaves, not romance.
Did it die on? Oops.
Okay, so do you wish to? You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna
you
phone
can
a
mutter
friend.
in your girlfriend's ear here.
Yes.
Just think when you first
What?
met, you were going to kill each other. Now they have a fucking romance.
I hate you, but help me get the dick.
Hypothetically, if you were attempting to seduce this fairy
Are
creature,
they going to offer a bathroom together?
what words of inspiration would you offer?
Charm person.
Other than fish. Do they eat fish? Should they order some fish?
You think I can flirt? Have you seen me?
Well, yes, I'm obviously far superior, but that's not what I'm asking.
Way to go. Get on your side, nice.
She's used to me by now, it's fine.
I still hate you, by the way.
That'd be good. We hate each other. We are bonded in our mutual hate of everybody in our
Yes. Mutual hatred. Okay.
Husband seduce a cat. Do we have catnip? The idea was not without fault. Or merit. They both
Yeah.
would work.
Now it would be better.
You could mention about something falling from the heavens and sweeping you off your feet. I don't know. I don't flirt.
Oh dear God, I've got nothing.
Are you my little toad? Because I'm going to bang you all over the coffee table.
Are you
That's a good one.
just out of interest? Has Onyxia got any inspiration points in the bank?
I think you've
One,
got one.
that was it.
Well, if you want to use that, I'll let you roll with advantage.
Alright, let's do that.
But I still want some words to come out your mouth before that. I mean, this is a role play. This is drama. Obviously this isn't particularly drama. It's more tragedy at the moment. But
Alexia, do you always land on your feet? Because you swept me off mine.
Oh, I like it.
wow.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I mean, obviously all the tracks you can hear them saying, isn't it? Yeah, go with that one.
Okay.
So actually, it's backing.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation in
Whispered. tones.
whispered. Do we know
Yeah.
any similar languages?
The other guy
that they
says
might not
that-
know?
You can speak
Do
Elvish,
you know
probably.
Dietrich?
No.
No.
Oh.
Maybe we're speaking undercommon because I know that.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Spoken
understand
in
Undercommon.
Okay, good.
We're speaking
They think it's quite rude that you're now whispering about them in a different language, but
Okay.
Anyway.
I would lean over to Daka and apologise for the lack of language, but he would recognise himself that it is unfair to give one's quarry an advantage, even in romance.
no, he appreciates that. Yeah. Nice.
As to the romance side of things,
I'm pretty sure the romance won't be involved, but let's say that it is.
I don't know, maybe I'm really good.
That's still not romance.
No.
No.
As to the wooing, what was it again?
Do you always land on your
Okay.
feet because you swept me off mine?
I'm going to inquire as to your reflexes, sir. Do you always land on your feet? Because you've swept me off mine.
Oh, he goes back. His ears kind of do something that a cat. I don't know. But yeah, pick up. He's showing some interest. And then there's a glint in his eye. So roll persuasion with 2 d20s for me, and you take the higher.
Can I borrow some? Thank you. 20!
Wow. It's the other one.
Just nearly good.
Yeah. So you have swept him off his feet. He says, "Well, I must admit, I'm quite surprised that a drow can come up with such romantic notions. I've heard a lot about drow, but not about their literacy of love." Well, and he rummages in his tunic, so waggles a key in your direction. Says, "So, well, how about it then?
Let's.
So he rises from the table. His sister tucks and rolls her eyes. and gives you the filthies. He grabs your hand. He's got a reassuringly firm grip,
Excellent.
and he drags you to what floor were they on?
Tabaxi second.
Yeah, second
you're-
group.
Yeah, second floor, second room. He takes you into his bedchamber, and boom, chicka, wow. You don't have to
This
roll.
is Sims. This would be like the
Yeah, exactly. You're not
Roll
rolling a
performance.
dice yet. What are you rolling?
Performance.
non-pregnancy.
Tell you what, you can roll for me either. You have a choice of 3. You can
Acrobatics.
roll acrobatics, athletics, or performance. Not intimidation, though.
Acrobatics.
If you wish, roll for acrobatics.
13 and 12.
13 and 12?
That's
Bloody hell! Yeah,
I
you
told ya!
Well, I mean, he's more than just impressed, right? He's the last time
Here
we saw
we
a performance like that was at the circus. Probably. So here's the thing, right? The performance was adequate, let's say, and it served its purpose. And you're both tired.
Not stressed anymore.
You're not stressed anymore. And I'm going to say, let me have a think about this, because he's a particularly virile young man. So there's a 20% chance that he's just made a half tabaxi drow. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what that looks like.
Leopard-like, black fur.
So, I'll hand you my copper dice. If it's 20 or less, congratulations. Or not, as the case may be. There you have my dice.
This takes time to incubate, said Char. They don't just
This is
pop.
D&D. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what can happen.
Is that 30?
Yeah. So, congratulations. You are not with Cub, I guess. Charles?
Half drow, half tabaxi.
Drow?
Ferocity.
That would, yeah, it'd be like a chimera, basically.
Oh, that's a good point. I could breed my own army. Let's do that.
Oh god.
You're going to breed your own army of monsters.
Watch those drow bitches smirk at me now.
Welcome to
Yeah.
D&D, guys. Will we roll for pregnancy?
Yeah, no, there was no pregnancy, so
I was safe.
you are safe for now.
Dexterity
Until
saving
next
throw.
time.
So, I suppose the question is, do you want to spend the rest of the night in his chambers, or are you going to just basically cut and run?
How warm is it?
You're next to a furry
Wait,
guy.
can you?
That's my point. Is it cold? If it's cold, I'll stay.
No,
He's
this is
warm.
an improvement.
You were nice and snuggly. He's like wearing a onesie, basically. Technically, it's a nunsie. Because,
For textural purposes, yes, I will stay.
Very
Snuggled
well.
against the fuzziness.
okay, so we've now resolved the Anixia enigma of she will. What a point of giving you a room to your key to your room.
Did either of these two see me leave with the tabaxi?
Oh, I probably would have.
Nye definitely would have.
Definitely would have.
I'm not sure about Moran. I mean, Moran was down.
He was
down there.
face first in
Bar.
a barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the bar?
drinking in the bar, stressed out.
I was watching this shit show. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
And the old geezer.
I was just walking downstairs as they were walking up.
They fully barged you out of the way. You tumbled over the banisters in their keenness to get the deed done. So basically, I think what we're saying is everybody noticed. And if they hadn't noticed, I'm pretty sure that Darker's sister would have said.
Okay.
Because she's pretty filthy right now. Even filthier than you are. Yeah, so she's not particularly happy that he's taken up with a drow. I mean,
No, he's not complaining.
oh, no, he's not. Yeah, but I'm for the purpose of you might want to write this down, but he's the younger brother to the older sister.
Oh dear.
Yeah, let's hope you don't meet them in combat. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, so there you go. That's that. So you're drinking now. What are you drinking? And
Just mead or something.
mead. You had a drink earlier, didn't you? No, it wasn't you.
No.
No, when we first entered, Mirren came and sat down with me right away.
Okay.
Yeah. Myself and Onyxia had a drink earlier.
Okay. So how much are you drinking?
Not much.
Oh, you're the most boring half-orc in existence.
No,
You
she
were
was busy
literally,
watching.
you were literally like, I want a drink.
Yeah, you
And then you
were
had, like,
actually
a shot?
I got a drink.
two-handed.
Like me, like,
No.
She's also a half orc, so she, handles alcohol better than other races.
Very well. Are you going to do anything else apart from nurse your one drink through the evening?
and people watch.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't find it that interesting. You don't fancy
After watching
with Harful?
this spectacle,
It wasn't that loud.
No, the spectacle of him grabbing you and running upstairs.
Oh.
The rest they can fill in the blanks. Right? I mean, the rooms are fairly well soundproofed.
well, it's kind of soundproof.
Yeah, there's lots of.
I don't know if this is appropriate, so I'm just going to go with it.
Well,
anyway.
look, can I just point out for the popers, if you've never been with us before, there's nothing that ever follows with. I'm not sure whether this is appropriate, but I can guarantee that it's not going to be appropriate. But hey, what the hell? Just
Anyway.
let it out.
So I'm not racist, but
yeah, yeah. I don't wish to offend you, but
I can assume that tabaxi would be the same, but across the animal kingdom,
Oh
all
my God.
cats have spined penises.
no, we're not going to go there. No. He's not a cat. He's a tabaxi. I mean, you know.
Well, you said the growling and the smelling. Well, she,
Yeah, look.
she would be pissed if she just got stabbed.
No, that was him making the noise, not you.
Just be thankful they're not.
Or, or amphibians. So yeah, we can establish that yes, you had incredible sex using your acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
He didn't have a barbed penis, which is one of the more unusual things I've ever had to answer as a joke. And you are now spending the night in bliss.
Not pregnant.
Yeah. You probably know that instantly. Well, that was great. I'm not pregnant either. So I think we can leave that where it is
Honestly.
for now until the next
Good
day.
chat.
Moen's having a drink. What's the old fella doing?
I come back downstairs and approach Murren.
Yep.
Have you considered my request to join your crew? Your party, as it were.
may as well, I suppose.
You don't not require me to prove my worth at all?
Well, clearly, you must
Knock
be
yourself
able-
out.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be here like the rest of us. So
Do you know what he is? Have you ever even established? I know you know
I'm
he's a
going to
human.
guess warlock.
You're not guessing anything.
I'm not there.
You're just
Yeah, exactly.
the only thing you're guessing is whether you're pregnant or not. So for anyone that is in the room,
Who else is
That's
left
like-
downstairs apart from the tabaxi?
Nah.
you three.
The other NPCs.
Oh, by that stage, the
Sister.
drow have gone upstairs, the tabaxi are downstairs, and let's say the bickering group with your friend,
Yes. Harry.
Harry.
They're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. Downstairs.
And the all-seeing, no-telling barman.
all right then, what do you bring to the table?
I'm a wizard of science.
Oh, excuse me.
Excellent, that'll do.
So he's a wizard of what?
Many times.
talents.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, that'll do.
Do you need him to put that?
We don't have one of those since the last one died.
Yeah, so
Well, I kind of did stick a magical bow in his face and then said, "Yeah, he's okay."
Basically, because I didn't react to you at all.
It was a meh.
Oh, it wasn't your reaction that I was after.
The bow.
so, is there anything you guys want to do for the rest of this evening in the tavern?
Maybe invite him
Just-
to drink.
I up the competition, basically. What's left?
Uh,
Size of that sort of thing. The other crew.
well, you can see the obviously the tabaxi. You've sized them up fairly well. Yeah, well, 4 of them. Yeah. The fighter's gone to fight a different sort of battle. And you got the bickering group, which which group did I say? Was it group 5?
Yeah.
And that's
Group
in
5.
my tablet, so I'll tell you more about group 5 tomorrow.
Yep.
Because reasons. Yeah, but you size them up. You recognise that there's some disunity there, and you think that would be detract from their overall ability. However, that being said, you're also aware that the group that you're joining is also a bit kind of disunified,
Yes.
and that would worry you because you're old and frail. And there's no healthcare plan or anything with this. You know, they're probably going to put you in a home before you.
I'll be fine.
Well, you
Sure
might have to
about
be
that?
with this group. Yeah, just say
I'll be fine.
We've what, lost 3 already or something?
yeah.
2.5. She came back.
You know,
Are you telling me this?
No.
Well, she's
This is
definitely
out
not
of
saying
character.
anything right
No.
This was out of character.
now. So yeah, you have worries about your worries remain with the drow team. They're, from what you know about the drow, is that they are, if nothing else, they're very unified in purpose. This rabble's not so much.
She's very unified.
Who?
The drow.
One of them is.
No, I'm talking about the drow
My drow
team,
too.
not you. Yeah, well, yeah, kind of unified in some respects.
In your own goals.
Beast with a thousand
Not team
backs.
goals.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a team goal. That was an individual goal.
I was happy.
So, can you cross out your inspiration point as well, please?
Where are they actually supposed to be kept?
In the inspiration box.
Oh.
Depending on your character sheet, you may not have it.
I don't think I have it.
How did you know you had an inspiration point then?
Because you gave it to me, and they're so rare that I remember when I get it.
Okay.
I think it's the
I'm glad you didn't waste it
It's probably for
on
killing
something,
Harry, to be honest.
you know, not life-threatening or anything.
I feel it was a noble cause.
Yeah, well, yeah. Going out with a bang.
Ah.
Here you go. So, there you go. So. Good. Sized up the competition that you can see. You have a drink. What are you doing? No.
I'm still sitting with the tabaxi, aren't I? Or near them.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, you're sitting with them. What's that?
I'm going to be half listening to the tabaxi while I'm watching Ari from across the room.
Half listening to the backseat, paying attention to Ari, and pretending you can't hear what's going on upstairs.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm not sure what noise drow make, but fill in
Nothing.
that blank. No, yeah, just stony cold
I
silence.
might even
Or it's just
go,
backflipping around the room.
I was saying her mouth's full, so it's fine.
Just staring off into space with a girl. Yeah.
So yeah, I might even go to the bar and get another drink. I don't know yet.
Wow, you just let me know when you do.
I'm going to go to the car, but you don't need me.
Nixie is going to the car.
She's going to the car.
Okay. Oh, steady.
Morning after pill. Just in case.
Or one of those little balls on a string with a feather on it. Wait, is this foreplay? Okay.
Probably for Tabaxi, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, starts knocking stuff off the bedside cabinet. Okay. If we're all happy with that, we'll advance time.
We turn to the light to the outside.
Will you stop?
Disco.
There's no light outside there.
Good grief.
I
Anyway,
attack a room. Just blow it up.
yeah. We're going to go in there. Fireball. I'm going to burn that noise out my head. So we're going to advance the clock. Let's say 3 hours, because I think it's useful. So Silver,
Why?
you're
What's
going to.
happening in 3 hours?
Well, you're about to find out. See the art of storytelling.
She's not even here. She's
I know, right?
Her phone's right behind your laptop.
Can I knock it off the table?
Sorry, busy.
I wouldn't. It's not in a case. So.
Even better.
Sounds like a hero.
So the allotted hour comes, and you sort of sit upright in your bed. Tell me what you do now.
I'll refer back to my notes,
Yep.
confirm where I'm going, and
Yeah, it's alright.
basically, as I'm walking out of the inn/tavern, try to keep quiet just to be respectful of others.
So do you walk down the main stairs and then just walk out through the main saloon?
Yeah, if it's still open, yes.
Do I see her?
Well,
It's been
what's
3
your?
hours. Did you go to bed, old man?
I was going to say, you know,
You still
Yeah,
drinking?
I would still be downstairs as well.
After 3 hours, thing.
yeah. Well, you can roll perception for me then. I don't like passive perception. You can roll perception.
Do you need me to roll
Oh.
as well?
You can roll stealth. It depends if you're choosing to be stealthy or not.
Not particularly. Just being careful with the door and just trying to just
So basically, your stealth.
carefully walk in between.
So your
people,
stealth is more about not disturbing people from what they're doing, as opposed to not being
standing
seen.
out. Not standing out.
Right.
21.
21.
21 total.
Yeah, so they both saw you.
Yeah, we see you.
Make
I'm
that.
not bothered.
No, that's fine.
I'm not going to comment on anything because I'm just going to look at you and be like, oh,
So my question is, do you know? Does your character know the way to where it is you're going?
I would assume there were notes.
No, it tells you where to go, who to look for, and what time. It doesn't tell you how to get there. However,
Sebastian knows the way.
yeah, Sebastian is a very knowledgeable person.
You make some noises. Okay, then on my way out, I will briefly see Sebastian and quietly ask confirmation on how to get where I'm going.
And he tells you how to get where you're going.
And then I bid him good evening and proceed on my way.
Indeed. So you walk through the streets. Then, shh. Bloody hell.
If I asked Sebastian, would he tell me where she was going?
We'll come to that in a moment. The streets are not empty, but they're not particularly busy. Even though it's in the dead of night, people are still walking around. I mean, this is an infernal place. And after about 20-25 minutes, you approach a large stone building, which is kind of, I suppose, serves as like a warehouse. So you know from the note that the people you would be seeking would be inside that kind of large empty building. Mm-hmm. And so this is obviously where you need to tell me how you wish to approach this.
So are there buildings next to the warehouse?
Yeah.
Are there windows?
In the buildings next to, or?
Sorry, on the warehouse that I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, there's windows.
Okay. I'll have a quick walk around, see if any of them are maybe open.
Certainly not the ones at street level, kind of head height. You see, kind of far above you. It's quite a tall building. There are smaller windows there, but you can't tell whether they're open or not. They appear closed.
Okay. Can I look? Can I look into the windows that are more street level to see that they are that my targets are definitely inside?
You can do. Are you going to be trying to do this stealthily, or just kind of like?
No, slow movements along the edge of the window.
Yep. Okay. So,
Gentle.
can you roll me stealth, please?
20.
Okay, so you have a look in, and there appears to be there's like a brazier in the middle. It's a very empty building. There's not really much in there. There's a brazier with flames coming out, and you can see 3 silhouettes, and you're not seen. It would appear.
Okay. Would I have seen how many doors the building has?
From the approach to the building, there's 2 main doors, which are like where the cargo stock would go in and out. So they're quite large, like warehouse doors, not like a normal size door. Down the side of the building, you can't see any doors where you are right now.
All right. I'm going to go gently see if I can open the front main door. At least enough for me to squeeze in.
Okay, so you go around the front. So roll me stealth again for the door.
15.
15, that's fine. So the door is not locked, and you're able to open it enough that you can just kind of slink in.
Yep.
Without
Close the
being.
door behind me.
Yep.
And then I'll just try to. You know what? I'm just gonna approach them with my bow drawn and shoot one of them.
Okay,
I can see.
cool. Now, tell me and the gathered population about your bow.
Well, the name of my bow is Henna.
Yeah, Hannah.
A hell bow. It's just a large black and red bow that, as you would have seen earlier, does have some kind of magical property to it, as you would have seen it vibrating earlier. What your characters won't know that is, it whispers to me.
That's not disturbing at all.
Yay!
Hence the twitching I had earlier.
Okay. And is your bow whispering anything to you right now?
Yes.
What's it whispering?
Kill and mangle.
Oh.
Bring us more.
Oh. Okay. A
That's
fairly
pretty much
sentient
what I
bow.
thought. And there are people that are saying, don't do this. So there's just a lot of voices going on.
There's a lot of voices, and correct me if I'm wrong, your bow has favoured enemies?
Yes. Favored against undead and orcs.
Oh. Okay. Well, one of the people around the brazier is an orc. One appears to be a human, and one appears to be an elf.
I'm gonna go for the orc first. They usually hit harder if they can get close.
Okay. So you're just going to fire.
Yep.
Right. So roll an attack with advantage, please.
That would be a 26.
Oh, that's definitely a hit. Roll me damage.
There you are. Oh, that's sad. 4 piercing damage.
Plus,
Um,
you also get extra
Yes,
damage for
please,
favoured
again.
enemy.
yeah, for orcs. Oh, hold on. Times extra 4d6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, so I just moved off.
As Silver fires the arrow, it's almost like it's like a tracer. It has a kind of red wisp, kind of lingers in the air just briefly.
So 12 for the bonus damage. So it's 12
Plus
on top of 4. So it's 16 damage to the orc.
Okay, so as the arrow hits, it kind of is like a splash of red, kind of rippling out from it. It kind of the orc stands up and clutches the arrow in its chest, looking very surprised. And the other two stand up immediately, looking towards you. And the orc snaps the arrow, and as it does so, kind of just this kind of red, flamey wash goes all over the orc, and it collapses to the floor dead. Immediately, the other two, the elf and the human, raise their hands saying, no, stop, we're not armed. And the orc wasn't armed either.
Okay. Well, would that count as a normal round? Because I get 2 attacks per...
Well, I mean, the other two haven't got weapons, so they're not about to rush you waving their fists, so...
I'm going to aim for the elf.
Okay. You can roll with advantage.
Okay, that'd be... Oh, I do math. Good.
Oh, you do good.
At a moment. 24 to hit.
Definitely a hit.
Okay. That'll be 9 damage.
So your arrow, again, goes a nice red wispy kind of look to it. The arrow lodges deep into the elf's leg, and he collapses to the floor screaming, saying, "Please stop. I'm not going to roleplay it. Please stop. We've done nothing to upset you." He tries to break the arrow, but he can't. It's got nicely
I'm gonna tell him,
embedded.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, the elf is clutching the arrow in his leg, writhing on the floor. The human drops to his knees, saying, "Please stop. We surrender. Don't fire. We're not your enemies."
I'm going to aim for the human and try to disable him as well.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Hopefully I get him in the throat.
Basically, I'm allowing you to roll with advantage because they're posing no threat to you at all. They're sitting targets.
Mm-hmm. That'll be 27 to hit.
That's probably a hit, yeah. Don't you get Hunter's Mark as well?
I haven't cast it yet. So that'll be 11 damage.
11 damage, and again, the arrow kind of hits him in the side, kind of on my appendix, not my appendix, but his appendix, and he crumples and collapses to the floor. Again, this ethereal red flame covering his body. He clutches the arrow, moaning deeply, and falls on his side, and he's dead too. So it's just the elf that remains alive.
I'll approach the elf to shoot him at point blank.
Okay. Goes without saying, you get advantage.
Uh, 26 to hit. Ooh, and I get the wounded prey bonus. Where did that go?
The bow is evil. Yeah. Where do I get one?
Well, it's
You don't wanna know.
whispering, but that might not be everything. So 8 damage.
8 damage. and the elf crumples dead. As the elf dies, from the orc, from the human, and from the elf, where they're all covered in this sort of ethereal, wispy red flame. It's kind of like, you know how when you soak food in alcohol, there's this very faint flame, but you can still see it. It's kind of like that. So,
It's more like a translucent fire.
yeah, it's more of a magical fire. And then your bow starts vibrating, and there's this kind of like really deep,
Nixie would really like it.
really deep kind of like, it's almost like a bass chorus sort of moaning and groaning. Whoa, and it's very spooky, way spookier than I can do. And as it does that, it's three individually, 3 motes of bright red light come up from each of the bodies, and they just kind of hover there, twinkling like the brightest star in the sky, reflecting on your darker skin and your eyes. And your eyes kind of reflect that mote of bright light, reddish light. And then the 3 motes just individually whoosh and hit the shaft of Gehenna.
Yeah, which I'm probably
holding out like that, exactly.
Absorbing.
Because the bow is covered in all these inscriptions and carvings which glow red, it erupts in this brilliant red light. The bow's more red than black now, as the 3 souls enter it, and then it goes dark, and you notice there's, in the darkness, and everything's dark, 3 new inscriptions on different parts of the bow burn out, and these are the new inscriptions of the new souls that Gehenna has devoured, and then it just fades away. Your eyes go from this brilliant lustrous red to just flat black, and you kind of shake yourself and that was a really weird sensation.
Tingly.
That was, yeah. But the overall, what you notice is, it felt good. It was like the best ever positive tingling sensation, even better than yours.
I was like, hang on. I just had 17.
No, this was way better than that. And I suspect it lasted longer too. And you get this overwhelming sense that your work here is done.
Not just yet.
Yep.
I'm going to go to each of the bodies and cut off their hands and put it in a little pouch and take it with me.
Just one hand, or your both hands?
The right hand of each.
The right hand, yes, you can do that. I take it you carry a bladed weapon like a knife or a dagger.
Yeah, it'll just be a knife, I guess, from not my Dungeoneer's pack. There's a hammer in my Dungeoneer's pack. I could just smash the wrist up.
Yeah, and then just pull it apart. It's not skillful, but hey, it gets the job done.
We'll just say it's a nifty knife. I go and chop off their right hands. Probably not very neatly or skillfully, but their right hands are all off, and I'm taking them with me.
Okay. As you do that, are you interested in looting the bodies too?
Nope.
Cool. You notice that there was a fair bit of money with them. I mean, it looks like they were talking about the money.
Yeah, but there's better things I could get.
Sure. Just out of interest, where do you put the hands once you cut them off?
I've got a little extra pouch in my bag,
Just like
reusable
shove them in
bag
your
on my
pockets.
Yeah, just a folded reusable bag in my pocket, like when I'm going to Woolies. Just,
Yeah.
Undo that.
That's what
unfold
those
it.
drip-free ones
And
are
that,
for.
yeah, exactly. And then as you walk past, the grown-up says, "Get your hands out your pockets." Oh.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'll put them in the bag. And I'll just leave the bodies as is and make my way out.
Okay.
Done?
You walk back to the tavern.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't encounter anyone on the way back, or those that see you don't pay any heed to you. They know better than that. Though
Single tiefling.
single
upper scroll.
tiefling with an incredibly accursed item on their person that is incredibly dangerous. So yeah. And
Probably
you,
not a very nice look if they catch me in the eyes. They'll be like, "Oh fuck that shit."
I mean, to be honest, tieflings don't look great at the best of times, even when you're happy. So you know, probably steer clear. So you go back to the Twisted Steeple. You enter the door, and Sebastian's there. He says, "A pleasant evening, sir."
Quite. I give him a simple nod and bid him good night and make my way back to my room.
You do that, and as you go, he makes eye contact and gives you a knowing look. So he knows what you've done, basically.
And then, give him another nod
Very good.
and be on my way.
Excellent. Anybody else want to do anything in the dead of night?
All I wanted to do was follow her to see what she was doing.
Oh yes, yeah. So we'll go back to that. So that you've just so we're going to. So you've just left and spoken to Sebastian. You want to take the opportunity to discuss?
Yeah, I wanted
with
to
him?
ask this question. Where is she going?
Hey.
Where's he going?
Okay,
Here is he going? Sorry.
that's okay.
Apologies.
Well, it's not really.
He's the
to-
sheep. The
to
sheep.
say
He
so.
will get there.
Very well. And I'll go out the door and try and follow her to where she was. Just
Alrighty. You need to roll stealth then.
stealth.
Well, I'm thinking you're following somebody and you don't want them to see you're following them.
No, I don't care if she sees me or not.
Okay.
Oh, rewind.
Wow, you make it very
I'm
complicated.
not stopping her from doing anything. All I want to do is see the bow.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it was magical and things.
So
I just
like,
want to know what it
trying
does.
trying to follow me and then peek through the window.
Yeah,
Whisper
basically,
in.
all I want to see
So
is the bow work.
the issue I've got with stealth is this: I know you don't care that whether you're seen or not,
Yeah.
but Silver may care whether he's being observed or not.
Okay.
So it's
Yep.
the difference between passive and active.
Yep.
So I want you to roll active stealth,
Because it might not be a good idea.
which is what's about
19.
19
So-
plus
3 to 22.
22. So you follow and
fair enough distance.
a fair enough distance. It's dark, and also I think it's
There
fair to
are
say
a few people around. So.
yeah, and Silver's got other things on her mind. His mind, sorry. So you follow to the warehouse. Now, when Silver went into the warehouse, he also closed the door behind him.
Yeah.
So you can't look through the door.
No, but there were windows available. That
Okay, so roll me stealth again, then, please. Wow.
Ooh, roll
Wow. I mean,
You can run around naked if you
yeah.
want.
I tell you what. Once Alexi's finished with the cat, you can have the cat because you're more rogue than the rogue.
so I'm so
I'm only level
focused.
1.
Yeah. So you see everything.
Yeah.
You see everything, including the rather spooky thing that happened at the end. Now, I
Murder.
want you to roll me Arcana as to whether or how much you understand of what you've just seen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right. 13. Okay, so you work out that what you've just seen. It's not difficult for you to understand that the bow that Silver carries is a magical item. You knew that anyway.
Yeah.
You suspect that the way it's being used, it's probably a cursed item.
Yeah.
And again, it's logical that you saw 3 individuals die. You saw
Who
3
didn't put up a fight.
who didn't put up a fight, and to your knowledge, were not resisting at all. They were surrendering.
Yeah.
And from each body, you saw an individual motive light, which was absorbed into the bow with its explosion of red. You can put your expertise to good use and realise that what you've seen is a pretty evil act by a cursed evil bow.
Yeah.
Just roll me a d20, please. Okay. You'd also be wise enough to realise that what you've seen is more the bow than the person wielding the bow. So if there was an evil act, it's less Silver, it's more the bow.
Yeah.
And presumably, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, you probably head back.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you
I've seen what I wanted
she
to
probably
see.
overtook you on the way back.
I've seen what I wanted to see.
You got your little gopher outside. Yeah, you've seen it, and you got quite a bit of information out of that. Okay, cool. So, does anyone else want to do anything in the dead of night? Any more innocents to slay?
I'll have another round with Tabaxi, otherwise we're good.
If you want to have another round with Tabaxi, you can. Roll me a performance. Well, not performance. Well, you can.
Yeah.
You can do less acrobatics and more performance if you wish. This
Yeah,
time.
no, we'll go with
Or maybe deception. Just lead him on. Say,
have a
that
high
was the best
deception.
sex
Really
ever.
good
What?
choice,
Did
every
you do anything? Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
Not so high, but tempting.
Bows don't kill people. Rappers do.
I saw that.
That's pretty good. You get an inspiration point, James. Well done. Okay, so tell me what you're rolling, Anixia. You
D20.
minx you. Yeah. Look.
I thought he was
D4.
mixed.
There we go again with the
Multiply by
rolling for
5.
sex and
Yeah,
freaking
I can see where this weekend's heading.
I'm going to do acrobatics again.
Nixia's going to spend the entire weekend
Yeah.
in that room with the tobacco.
If it's got
She
a
might
pulse,
die. It's a noble cause.
It's a trial.
if it's got a pulse, or if it's like it maybe has a pulse,
That's 6 or 9.
9.
so 9,
And 12, so.
21.
Wasn't as good.
Not as good, but still pretty.
Wasn't as good.
We'll try.
Docker
It
felt
was,
fine.
it was a sleepy version.
Now I think this time
I want
I'm
to
going to give you my rainbow dice.
I do.
Same before. Now here we go. Got to get 30 or less. If you're going to do it twice in the same night, I'm going to increase the risk.
Happy now?
Oh damn it! 64. You're well away. Wow.
Lucky.
Yeah. There's something about
I'm getting better at not getting pregnant.
Trips. Go trips.
wow. Whatever it is, you should bottle it. Okay, so yeah, you obviously
For later.
Happy.
work out during the night again, keeping the neighbours awake probably. But it's all right. It's the
It's the tabaxi.
They're downstairs.
Sister's good.
the sister's furious. It's like, Ronnie, just stop. But it's all your fault, not his. You're leading him astray. Those drows. Yeah. And so how are we going to do this? So the next morning arrives about 6 a.m. And each one of you, on the stroke of 6 a.m., each and every one of you has Sebastian standing beside your bed saying, I think you'll find it's time to get up now, if that's okay.
Does that mean we get 2 Sebastians? Because there's 2 of us in the room.
Think of omnidirectional Sebastians.
Okay.
Every person in every team in every room gets a Sebastian at 6 o'clock.
All right.
Suppose you haven't tried to seduce him.
Not yet.
Not yet. The night is a bit young. Or the
How
morning's young.
That's what Omni Sebastians could do.
And Omni Sebastians. That's a new.
Just projecting images of himself everywhere.
Have you seen Watchmen? That proves to be quite useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it's morning time. You've been asked to rise from your slumbers. Well, obviously, some people have slumbered less than others. So, have at
Those
it.
2 got sleep.
Who? How would
Oh
you-
no, I would have gone to the room.
Yeah, they would have
That's
gone
the
to
point,
bed
they got
eventually, and even
I
now.
probably would have gone to the room sometime between Silver leaving and returning.
Yeah, but that's my point. That means you probably got sleep.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of us are rested.
Some of you have rested. Yeah, exactly. So you've awoken, you're out of bed collectively or individually. What do you do?
Breakfast.
Okay.
Head downstairs for breakfast.
Okay, do you take the little stair, the chair that goes down?
I walk normally.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a good mood. I'll carry him.
Over your back like that. It's slightly gamey where you're kind of holding it. Needs to wash.
Silver will make his way downstairs to join the group.
So you weren't aware of this last night, but there's double doors open by the side of the bar, and it goes through to a back room, which there's basically a long table at the back with various different foods and drinks and juices and brewed bean drinks. And there's other members of different teams there as well, so filling up their plates. So think of Travelodge or Days Inn
Breakfast
or
buffet.
Comfort Inn. Yeah, breakfast buffet. Except they don't have the cornflakes and that weird kind of thing where you go like that. No.
Silver will probably just get a cup of coffee and find a spot to sit and wait for
Sure.
the rest of the team to make
Yep.
their selections.
Sounds reasonable.
Nixie's going to need a lot of meat, so she's going to rip like a full leg and just slam it on a plate and go sit at the table.
A leg of what?
Forget
Just Tabaxi, I'm guessing. Right, give us your leg. You're on the plate now.
I met the sister on the way down. No,
That'd be your leg on the
breakfast
plate.
time.
a boar or something. I don't know. Just boar, fine,
Maybe
pig.
breakfast ham.
Oh, bacon. Yeah. Ham.
I will let you
Leg
have.
of ham.
No, you can have maybe sausages and bacon.
Lots of bacon, though.
Yeah, okay.
Sloppy bacon.
Sloppy
I
bacon.
don't
What's
like-
that?
I don't like crispy bacon.
Oh, okay. I've never heard it called sloppy bacon. That's kind of like bacon that's gone mouldy.
I just call it just
Raw.
bacon.
Like normal
Yeah, just bacon as opposed to crispy bacon or bacon. Yeah, not sloppy. But let's never say that in a sentence again. There was a lot of stuff that happened that was sloppy last night, but sloppy bacon
Of all
ain't
the
one of
things
it.
that happen, it's the sloppy bacon.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line on this. I'm not having sloppy bacon in my
Potential
campaigns.
drow to Tabaxi pregnancy, and you're worried about the bacon.
Pretty much. Yeah,
It would just be bacon cooked properly, or crispy bacon, which is overcooked.
yeah. You like sloppy bacon. The Tabaxi boyfriend likes sloppy bacon. Anyway, enough about bacon and sloppiness. So everyone is presumably loading up plates and yeah.
Protein.
Silver's just having a cup of coffee.
You all sit with Silver.
Yeah, I'll ask to join the table.
Well, you're in the team now, aren't you?
Yeah, but only by.
Maren hasn't told us.
Be a
Silver
surprise.
asked,
Be a
"Are you
surprise
part
for
of
you.
our team yet?"
Yeah.
Mary's just over at the table. Yeah, eating as she fills her plate.
Ooh. It sounded like you last night. Sorry.
I go sultry.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, she's got no tonsils. It's fine.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you all sit at your table. Across the room is the Tabaxi table. Darker's kind of every so often looking at you going. Sitting next to him is his sister, who is like.
Are we talking subtle, or are we talking Tormund looking at Brienne?
There's-
Where on the scale we're
It's
talking?
it's more that than the other. You know how cats when they get really annoyed they arch their backs and they kind of move sideways. If his sister could do that moving right now, that's how she is. She is absolutely livid, and she won't stop glaring at you. She is
Very
not.
thin pupils but wide eyes and just
She's not in a good place for you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to try and stroke her belly. Right, just saying.
I got older stroking only last night. I'm good.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was just one night.
Maybe two, he might live. Let's make sure she does.
Yeah, the Drow team are sitting on another table. You see Ari sitting across the way as well at a different table. He makes eye contact with you from time to time. And then you've got the Bickering team and another team. You know, the other teams I haven't mentioned yet. But you know it's heavily implied that they're there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't need
all the
details.
teams there.
Basically, the other teams are they look exactly like you think they do. Yes.
You mentioned in the last game that she and I would recognise
Oriana.
Oriana. Is she there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Oriana's there.
But the question is, which team is she on?
Is she with the brother or
Yes, she's on the same team as Therion, although I'm not sure whether any of you would know him.
I saw him, but I don't
You've
know.
seen him,
Yeah.
that's for sure, but you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah.
Silver's seen him as well, I believe. Because wasn't he the tiefling
Yes, that's
in
right.
the warehouse with the kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
So you didn't necessarily see him the night before, but you see him and you think it's distinctly odd that he's there. And
you see Oriana.
on the same, yeah, you know Oriana, but also there's your little peasant boyfriend, the one who killed Dan's character. He's on the same team too. The little urchin
Just reusing
that
characters.
you saved in the streets and he owed you.
Because when you say boyfriend,
The friend who's a boy. I mean, literally a boy as a child.
child I
The
rescued.
man-child that you rescued, the filthy little urchin,
Child I rescued.
he's there too in that team.
Wow.
I know.
We have to write this down. There's many people.
Yeah, if you could write it down so I don't have to, that'd be awesome.
Now, is it the same,
Oriana.
same team Ari is on?
No.
Rush.
No, thankfully, it's a different team.
Not on. Okay.
Team 4, because that's got no one in it at the moment.
Yeah,
I
if you
thought
start
that-
populating Team 4, that'd be
I
great.
thought that's who that was. I just wasn't sure.
I think on my tablet, on my notebook, it's Team 1. But, yeah.
It's still a team
Yeah.
that to be mentioned as well. So
Sorry?
it's still a vacant team that hasn't been mentioned.
A
So
That was
All will become revealed tomorrow, I reckon. Who knows? Maybe they'll die first. That'll be way easier. Yeah, so,
before the competition started, the drow just slaughtered them all.
well, yeah, we got the drow that would shag them all, and we got the tiefling that would have killed them all.
Can I just ask, is
Yes.
the sister the druid or the rogue?
No, the druid's the aunt.
No, the
Or Oriana and Therian.
No,
the
the
druid
Tabaxi.
was the druid was that. So who's the
Tabaxi's
ranger? So is the ranger or the rogue the sister?
Let's say Ranger.
Okay, good. The only reason I ask is this is going to
Which
be
one?
relevant when we're in the pit and I need to shoot someone. So,
Oh, don't worry, they'll make themselves known to you.
I'm sure they will, but I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
know who.
The one
Bec-
charging
because-
us is mad and
But I need to know what her skills are.
If you can imagine, imagine like a team holiday, right? So Dark has done the deed.
Very well.
Sister is filthy as.
She didn't get any.
What should I proposition to her instead?
Well, I'm not saying you
Just
should.
invited to join.
So basically, the way the politics will work is that she will say to the auntie about what's happened, so she'll be filthy.
Okay.
And then what auntie says to the other two, the other sister and brother. So basically, the only one that likes you on that team will be Darker.
That's all right.
Everyone else on the team will absolutely hate you.
That's fine. They're going to die anyway.
Well, and see, that's why they're filthy, is the fact that, he's lost his focus.
Oh, how terrible.
You disrespected their team.
Yeah, you took one for the team, literally.
I was saying, now who else can I screw to disrupt their focus?
Yeah. Try
I
Sebastian,
don't suggest trying.
Try
So I'll try you, brother, and see how we go.
Try,
Don't.
try a drow.
Yeah, drow and drow.
I don't think that's going to work.
Well,
They're all nobles. They've got their pick of order slaves.
So are you.
Yeah, but part of being a noble is by picking and choosing whoever they damn well they want.
I'm amused that I'm sitting here playing D&D.
After I just shaved his back, see, that's weird.
Yeah, steady on. The feelings are running high right now.
What do you think you're doing? Stop messing up my stuffed cat.
So, Agaroth, do you say anything to the tiefling from yesterday?
No, I just got a smirk on my face. Just,
To be fair with an old foot person, that could be mean.
Exactly.
Could have windfall,
Silver would be probably like, why the hell is this fucker so smiley for?
I'm...
6 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very early.
Well, let's say
I've been up
10
for hours.
past. You had to get up, so.
I've been up for hours.
yeah, you have your nap later this afternoon. Yeah.
So now that you're a part of our team, can I inquire, on a strategic point of view, what your talents are?
I'm a wizard of many talents.
That's about as clear as mud.
It's so helpful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What are your
Can't be any
talents
worse
then?
than any rogues we know.
You could ask Tabaxi, who could do it.
Silver asked, what schools of magic have you particularly trained in?
I'm good at rope. I'm a cleric.
Exactly.
And everyone's
You'll
gonna
find
piss me
out
off.
in due course.
That doesn't help when we're trying to coordinate attacks against our enemies.
So, are you trying to persuade, intimidate, or how are you going about this?
Had a rational discussion.
I'm going to try to persuade him to
Okay,
be
so-
more specific on what types of magic he is best at.
Right,
and
so
more
roll,
most comfortable with using.
roll persuasion.
Oh, 6.
6.
5 and 6.
Well, no, you could roll a 2 or less. Do me a wisdom saving throw. Actually, do me a wisdom saving throw. Wow. There we go. It's always worth trusting the dice. So
My baby.
I think you're obliged to give at least a certain bit more information.
Yeah.
You don't have to give a whole lot because that wasn't a very good roll either. So
And it still beat him.
yeah,
Still won.
but it really depends on, if you'd rolled 20 and you'd rolled 1, that's a big difference.
Oh.
You rolled really badly and
Everything.
he rolled even worse. So he'll give you some, but not much.
So yeah. So like, is there a particular form of magic that you're most comfortable with using, or a particular school of magic that you trained at?
I've studied the school of necromancy,
Okay.
and I know what you did last night. And you.
Went out for a walk.
No regrets.
Went out for a walk, minding my own business. What kind of creepy old man is following someone around who's just trying to have a walk and clear their mind?
Have you
Have you seen the kind of shit that's going around? Have you seen Mirren's stress levels? You think I'm any different? What the hell's your problem?
Roll me deception. I'll tell you
9.
what. Roll with advantage because that was a pretty reasonable explanation. You got.
Calling
Oh,
a
you-
creepy old man.
You rolled it once, so just roll
Oh,
one
yeah.
more.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, double advantage.
sorry.
Look at
Okay, 14.
that. Plus
0.
14.
14.
All right, so roll insight. Not that you need to because you
You
know
know.
what she did, but for shits and
How
giggles.
are you going to play off?
11.
Yeah. To everyone else at the table, that seems pretty reasonable. And they're wondering why this creepy old dude is just kind of like going down this particular avenue.
Following me around when I'm just trying to go for a walk in the night to clear my mind. I'm stressed the fuck out.
Wow. That told you.
It did.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll leave it at that. And
Yeah,
Go
probably
back to my
sensible.
room.
I'll leave it at that and go back to my coffee.
Don't disturb her with the coffee.
Silver needs his coffee this morning.
Yeah. Anixia needs her coffee too.
She's pretty awake.
To be
Rather
fair,
invigorated.
you're probably
Very,
never,
very
never really
restful.
asleep.
No.
Poor old Darker's exhausted. He didn't get a wink of sleep last night.
he has disadvantage.
yeah. He rolls a disadvantage for getting his breakfast. He drops his sloppy bacon on the floor. And,
It reminds him a bit too much of last night.
I'll eat sausages and just do it further.
Sloppy
Yeah.
bacon falling on the floor, and he's like, well,
sloppy,
that's
greasy
familiar.
bacon falling on the floor. The smell of eggs and
Unfertilized.
very
I'm sure there'd
good.
be some salted fish somewhere on the table.
Absolutely,
that would
yeah,
Give him some ideas.
Something
Smell.
pungent. Yeah. Oh, and there's the cheese course.
Ah, that too.
Yes. Well, that was rather a pleasant aside. All right, so we're going to just go for another 10 or 15 minutes. So, whilst everyone is in the same room eating and drinking, Sebastian appears and he carries with him a small box, about yay big. For those who are on camera, you can't see me, it's about yay big.
It's about triangle shaped.
It's not triangular, it's a box. Stop. That's very naughty.
Boxes can be triangular.
And he puts it in the middle of the room, and then he steps onto the box to make him that little bit taller. And he said, and everyone pays attention. I'd like to draw your attention to the proceedings today. Now, the Trial of Champions is a very ordered process until you go through the main doors. You will start the day in the order in which you've already received. So, Team 1, which is Highway to Hell. Team 2 is Pussy Galore. Team 3 is the Drow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
The Dark Avengers. Team 4. Think of a name. No pressure.
Knights of Knee.
The Knights of Knee. We're just writing this down. Team 5.
Crusaders?
Sorry?
Crusaders?
The Crusaders.
Keep with the theme.
Yeah.
Knights of Knee.
Yeah. There's a very loose
Knights,
connection
you got
there. Next go.
Crusaders.
And what did I get to do? Was that Team 5?
Yeah, but the one with Oriana, Theron, and the child.
Yeah.
What's the group with then?
I was going to attempt to one with the shrubbery, but
Dragon in cases.
let Nye choose because it's kind of
Wait. Team 4 was what again? Knights of...
which
Because there were 6 teams in total.
Dark Avengers, Knights of Knee. Then there's the Mixed and Bickering, which is her group, and then there's the other group.
so her group is the one with Ari in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can think of a name for Ari's group. Don't call it Ari's group.
Harry.
Yeah, Ari's game. Classic film. Sorry.
Harry's practice.
Harry Potter.
I just call them the Potters.
Potters.
Stairway to Heaven.
Hufflepuff. And the last team we'll say is Therian and Oriana's.
Mary Mary.
No, it should be of the Storm because they're the Storm. So
Yeah.
Stormbreaker?
I was thinking
Yeah.
Storm
That's the
Chasers.
one.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker.
Breaker. I like Breaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah, there we go. Sorry to those who wrote the copyright for James Bond. So that's the order in which you will enter day 1 of the trial. You'll start off, all 6 teams will start off in the main arena, and then Team 1 will enter through the double doors to start the trial, and then an hour later Team 2, an hour later Team 3, and so on and so forth. Once you are inside, once you're inside the trial, there are rooms where you will find a Sebastian who will give you further information as to what you are required to do or who is required to do it. Some tasks are for one person only. Some tasks are for teams. If there's a task or challenge that requires further explanation, a Sebastian will be there to give you assistance in telling you what needs to be done and no further assistance other than that.
Challenge rooms.
Sorry?
Challenge rooms.
Effectively.
Room escape.
Room escape.
So much fun.
Yes. The idea is definitely to escape the rooms before dying. It's worth pointing out that if you were to die at any point while taking part in the trial, your body will just be removed if it is not destroyed already. Once you enter the trial, there is no exit until the end of day 1. At the end of day 1, those surviving will return back to the Twisted Steeple.
Are there any altars?
Any?
Altars so that we can commune with our gods.
Is this what you are, Sebastian?
Yes.
You get your own little Sebastian next door to you.
Mm-hmm.
It says, generally speaking, no, because you have to remember where you are.
Okay.
So access to your deities, unless you happen to be a follower of Grazd, is distinctly frowned upon. Yes. And that Sebastian disappears.
Thanks, Sebastian.
And he pops back, "Oh, you're welcome," and then disappears. Does anybody have any questions? He looks around the room.
No.
Very well. Team 1, you will be required to be ready to enter the trial at 8:30 a.m. So you have just over 2 hours to prepare yourself.
Oh, look what you did there.
Good, right?
Mm.
He says, "Oh, before I forget, in the dungeon, you are expected to look for certain items." And he holds his hand out, and magically appears this large kind of prismatic jewel, about 30 centimeters tall. About
That.
Yeah. That's it. No.
Roughly.
And it looks, it's very clear, and it's got pointed at both ends. It's very prismatic. And inside, as he turns it, it looks like it's orange and red. It looks like a flame. As he turns it, it's almost magical the way that there's a flame moving inside. He says, "These are flame diamonds. And many of these are located throughout the dungeon on day 1 and day 2. Your quest, or part of your quest as well as survival, is to collect as many of these as you can. The team that comes back with the most people alive and the most flame diamonds wins. Also located, you will find that there are healing potions and other salves and medications to help you survive the more rougher elements of the trials. Feel free to use those. They are free. It is encouraged that you do use them. However, when you find the rooms in which these items are, you cannot take them out of that room. You cannot stow them in a bag or anything and use them later. So if you're at max hit points, you can't have any more.
But I chug it just to be spiteful.
You can assume that they're kind of magical and would reappear after you've been there.
Damn it.
I know, you play video games. You know the deal.
Yeah, I do. So you don't leave things for your enemies.
Well, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying you do that later. So that is the quest starting very soon. So what I'm before we go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm about to stop the gameplay, and then we'll just spend 5-10 minutes talking about D&D and stuff. But before I do that, so everyone finishes breakfast and the teams go about their own merry business. Sebastian approaches Silver and says, "Silver, if you wouldn't mind, can you just join me in my office, please?" And he leads through to this small. It's really an office is a bit of an overglorification. It's like a broom cupboard. He doesn't need any space or anything. And he says, and he closes the door. He says, "Your efforts of last evening have not gone unnoticed. And the Prince of Darkness is most gratified by your actions that you took. He understands that Gehenna in your hands is a worthwhile venture. So much so, he wonders whether removing Gehenna from you isn't just a waste, when you could be used for far greater purposes. I am asking on his behalf, how committed are you to your team and to taking part in the trial of the champions?
Not by much. They're gonna die anyways. I'm not bothered.
Kind of nods and says, it's a very pragmatic approach. If
Prince
only
of Darkness knows I've always been solo.
this is true. And he suspects that the times when you have helped your team, it's only by the token of feeling you need to be seen to be doing something to be cooperative. Would that be correct?
Yes, and to keep them alive so they can support me if I need aid.
Interesting. So I suppose the question therefore remains is, if theoretically you were offered an opportunity to take last night's position and make it permanent, would you be interested in doing so?
It's already what I'm dedicated to. It's the conditions of why I was brought back. Might as well roll with it.
So, just to clarify, you would serve at the left hand of the Prince of Darkness. Your former life as you know it would be forfeit. You would become a soldier of Drazd.
Yeah,
Very well.
not much else going on.
Very well. I, for one, think you've made a very selfish and worthy decision. It's, after all, what you want. And it seems quite clear that Gehenna is what needs you. Very well.
This does seem more fun than prancing around with normal mortals. Why not?
They do become so bothersome and tiring.
Besides, I'm enjoying Gehenna's little conversations. Such interesting things I get to hear.
Exactly right. Well, your trial is over. You have no need to compete. Your way is clear. So, best that you return to your room, and if you enter into the bathroom with the locking door, lock yourself in, and you will find yourself where you need to be. Your team, however, will not find you again.
I'm not bothered.
Very well. And with that, he thanks you for your time and he opens the door and says, be on your way. Thank you.
Yep, and I'll do as I'm instructed. Return
Right.
to my room, get into the privy, lock the door.
Okay. And you
Well,
find
yeah.
yourself, not for the first time, you find yourself in a void surrounded by millions of stars. Gehenna is with you, and the stars that you're effectively floating in what you would think is space. The stars are everywhere around you. The stars turn red and powerful. And in front of you is the Prince of Darkness, who offers his hand to yours.
I'll take it.
And that's where we leave Silver's Tale. Sebastian
Sweetie.
Sebastian goes to the rest of your group and he asks to speak with you. It is my... Really? I'm trying to build drama here, Kat. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Ta-ta! You haven't
Nice.
Oh, that was a 20 as well. Sebastian calls you and says, it's my sad duty to inform you that the ranger known as Silver, your compatriot, has decided, quite wisely, that the Trial of Champions is not for him. And he has left. However,
Why the hell does he get it out and the rest of us don't?
well, because he was highly favoured by the Prince of Darkness himself. However, the Prince of Darkness is not unfeeling and is aware that your team has now become 4. And it's not your fault. So therefore, your position number 1 will now become position number 6, which will give you a further 5 hours to find a 5th member. If you remain here at the tavern while everyone else has gone, there will be people you may select from to make your 5th member. And that's where we will join the session tomorrow, is the picking of member number 5 in the absence of Silver. So that I'm going to stop the gameplay there. So I'm hitting the pause button there. Okay, so tomorrow we will be starting first day, effectively, of the Trial of Champions, where Highway to Hell will be engaging with the trial. Any questions? I'm aware that Serena can't be with us, which is a great shame, but I'm aware that you've obviously have other...
And that's how we retired Silver. But nicely done.
Yeah.
Smooth.
No, I've done this before. I could have just killed Sylvan and had done with it, but yeah, I've done that with other characters. It gets tiresome.
Yeah.
And I have
roll
to...
with that too. Like I kind of forgot to like sneak in the little bits that Silver was starting to be a bit stinky.
Yeah. And some of that conclusion was Serena's idea, which is great. So, and I've already explained that when Serena comes up with a new character, when we restart after the Trial of Champions, that character will start with an inspiration point. Because I think, for me, as a character, that's a very silvery thing to do. The way that worked.
Yeah. Well, the bow was cursed, so yeah, might as well have some fun with it. Have it start twisting and warping the mind.
So, in a previous session, when Silver died. The Prince of Darkness, Grazd, recognised potential in the Tiefling and offered an opportunity.
And Tiefling being infernal, usually they have that sort of inclination.
Yeah. Originally, the plan was that the Silver's relationship with Gehenna was temporary. But obviously, as you now know, well, actually, the characters don't know, but you as players know, that he's decided to bump that to permanent. So, if you actually, I did think on the drive down here that that Silver's character will automatically be leveled up to level 15 to reflect his new standing. So, let's hope you don't come across him again anytime soon. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll have the 4 characters that we have around the table, which is Onyxia, Nye, Agaroth, and Moan, plus a new character, which Kyle, you kindly agreed to play as 2 characters for the trial. And I thank you for that, because playing 2 characters isn't easy. It's a lot of work. So we'll see how that goes. So tomorrow's venue will be the Crooked Spire. I'm hoping to get there for about 7:30ish to start setting up. And we will start live streaming an hour later at 8:30. So if you can be bums in seats by about 8 o'clock-ish to get yourselves ready, and we can get everything lined up and tested.
Food and coffee and snacks.
Yeah, some snacks, hot cuppa, warm you up.
Yeah.
Sounds like bedtime.
Yeah. No, not bedtime. And so, yeah, we'll do it all again. So thank you to everyone that's been following this on Twitch. I hope this first attempt was relatively successful. We will get better at certain things.
Less porn or more. Who's they?
No.
It is
Less
going to be quite
porn,
a touch chilly in Midland tomorrow morning when you guys start, about around 10, 11 degrees.
Oh, that's positively
Rough estimate.
tropical compared with Northern.
Yeah. Well, for some people, they might find it
Exactly.
Warm in
really
the last few
nippy,
days.
but
Yeah.
Inspire provides hot beverages.
Fantastic hot beverages. So, so I'm going to pause the stream there, and we will join at 8:30 Western time. I'll let you do the working out. You can Google the rest. And we'll do some more 90-minute sessions of the Trial of Champions. Thank you very much. I'm just going to click that.